Thousands of families across Illinois could lose access to SNAP benefits starting November 1st. It's not just people feeling the impact. Shelter organizers say they expect to see more pets surrendered as families make difficult choices. WIFR's Miriam Niesmeyer talks with shelters and organizations about how economic hardships can impact animal shelters and what the community can do to help.
Daniel, Winnebago County Animal Services leaders say they see how economic hardships can cause owners to surrender their pets. As November 1st approaches, the shelter says they've partnered with other organizations to keep animals safe in homes. These dogs are waiting for their forever home. Winnebago County Animal Services volunteer and adoption coordinator Amber Pinnon worries how a possible pause to food support benefits could force pet owners to surrender their animals.
I think that it's just another economic difficulty facing our community, and all those economic difficulties do take an effect on pet ownership and whether or not people are able to give proper care and to their pets and whether or not they have to give them up.
Winnebago County Animal Services partners with Care for Pets to make sure owners in underserved areas are able to keep their pets healthy.
It doesn't take long for someone to choose groceries over paying their rent, and all of a sudden they have a 10-day notice for eviction, and then they have a 10-day notice, and then they're out, and then their pets are at the shelter. So they had to choose groceries versus rent, and now they're homeless and they have no pets, and their pets are at the shelter, which is what we don't want.
Stephanie Hicks, the executive director with Care for Pets, says 90% of the people they serve rely on SNAP benefits. If those benefits go away, it can create more economic stress, evictions, and possibly more pets surrendered.
You know, we just don't want these economic difficulties putting animals at risk in our shelter due to crowding and due to space. And so we're just going to keep working on trying to find those positive outcomes and, you know, working with people in our community to try to see what we can do together.
Care for Pets launched its Grocery Buddy program to help keep families together. It connects donors and volunteers to pet owners who can't afford both their groceries and pet food, making sure to keep pets out of shelters and in homes.
Care for Pets says any donation helps, and if you're interested, you can head to wecareforpets.org for more information. You can also give through their Grocery Buddy program to help families feed both themselves and their